And I'm recording it now, so I'll send you the recording a little later. Cheslin and Ox will be on until 20 past, and then after that, and they can be used today, and then after that we will be having Frans Malherbe, and his quotes are exclusively for use tomorrow. For the Sunday papers, you would know as well that there's a separate link that was on our media advisory. Andy Calhoun is currently on that link. So if you are a Sunday journo, please could you hop onto that link because this one is purely for today and tomorrow. So while we wait for Ox, I think you guys can get going with questions from Cheslin. Please also just bear in mind we do have Welsh media in attendance, so we'll take a few questions from at home, a couple from the floor, and then once that is done, if there is time between that and when Frans comes in, then we can hop back to questions on the floor. So yes, please raise your hand, one question at a time, so we can give as many people a chance as possible. Thanks, guys. Jan?
Thank you, Zina. Thank you, Cheslin. Can you guys hear me?
Hi, guys. Can you hear us?
We can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, perfectly. Guys, you know the drill. Well, we've got Cheslin, Ox is coming in now. Cheslin and Ox until 20 past. We do have a Welsh media in attendance, so we will be taking questions from the floor as well. Please ask one question at a time, and then from 20 past to past, we've got Frans Malherbe coming in. Frans's quotes are for Thursday, and Cheslin and Ox for today. So, Jan, yeah, you can fire away.
Thank you, Zina. Cheslin, if we can start, I know it's all part of the build-up towards the World Cup. How important is it that you guys focus on this game against Wales on Saturday rather than the bigger picture building towards the World Cup?
Yeah, Jan, thank you for the question. Obviously, our main focus is Wales and the games that follow after that. So yeah, Wales is definitely an important match for us, obviously building up into the World Cup. But yeah, it's mainly focused this week has been on Wales and how we need to prepare and what they can bring to us this coming weekend. So yeah, I think we don't look too far ahead. We just focus on what lies ahead this weekend, and that's Wales. And yeah, I must say we've had a good preparation this far.
Morgan?
Thanks, Zina. How's it, Ox? How's it, Cheslin? Cheslin, mine's almost the exact opposite to Jan's question. The World Cup is a couple of weeks away, but surely there must be quite a different buzz in the camp this time around, because I don't think that you guys had quite this kind of preparation in 2019 with these warm-up tests going into the World Cup. So although the focus is on this week and next week, I'm sure that there must be a lot of energy and buzz among you guys. Cheslin, if you and Ox could answer, would be super.
Yeah, obviously there's a lot of buzz within the group. Obviously after the team has been announced for the World Cup, but I think which is quite nice this year around is we do get to play much more games, warm-up games leading up into the World Cup, which obviously benefits us as players and as a Springbok team to get good preparation, and obviously from the management get good combinations around each and every weekend when we go out there.
Yeah, and I think for me, because I wasn't there in the last World Cup, but I think it gives a lot of guys game time. I mean, the amount of time that the squad has been rotated and trying new combination has been like quite a lot compared to most teams. So I think everyone has had a go, and I mean, you all get a chance, and everyone will eventually be better prepared.
Thanks, chaps.
Yes.
Okay, let's go to Kaniso.
Thank you very much, Zina. Cheslin, good afternoon, guys. I hope you're well. Just take us through what happened with your pectoral injury, and now that you've got over it, the excitement of being part of this World Cup group and just building into the World Cup.
Well, I was in the gym and I was just in a rush, and I toured in the gym, didn't warm up properly, and that's what happened. And in terms of excitement like I am excited. I'm finally getting a chance to actually play. So my focus really now is actually like doing my best and making a good impression in this World's test. And then, I think I'm just gonna take it match for match. And as much as I am excited for the World Cup, but it's all about getting back to full confidence and fully trusting where I actually left off, and building on that.
Kobus, are you there now?
I am, Zina. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you. My question is also for Ox. Ox, did you have any doubt the last couple of weeks that you might not be able to take part in the World Cup and not make the group?
Yeah, naturally. I mean, it did cross my mind a few times because I mean, everyone that has gotten the chance has played pretty well. And so it is like I haven't gotten game time and all the other clubs have. So I was like, okay, everyone is playing well. They seem to like the team just seems to do like building all on well. So naturally the fourth cup comes to my mind, but I'm grateful to be here.
Justin?
Thank you, Zina. This one's for Cheslin. Chizzy, your relationship with Sia is a very special one. Him now being able to run out on Saturday to lead the team once again after that injury. How's it fantastic to be able to have seen his journey go through that injury and now obviously lead the team again come Saturday?
Yeah, yes, Justin. Obviously, it's massive for us as a team to have Sia back in the mix. I think, yes, after injury like that, most people wouldn't be able to obviously come back, and just the way he's set his mind out to return to play and focus on his rehab and putting in the extra hours with the physios and people from the outside and getting advice. It just shows what type of person he is and what this team means to him. He means obviously a lot to us with his experience as captain, and just the energy he totally brings to the team as well. Obviously when he hasn't been playing but being on the side still giving input, which obviously helps a lot of guys which like Mark van Staden and the rest of us, because we get energy from him and he's just phenomenal, and it's good to have him back, and God willing everything will go well for him this weekend.
Morgan?
Thanks. My question's for Ox. Just relating to what you guys are expecting from the Welsh set pieces this weekend and how it will leave you in good stead going forward.
What do you expect from what we've done, from the review that we've done? Actually, it's they pretty disruptive in set piece. So they want to scrum their way. They want to lure you in to do like whether to mold the way they want you to mold, to scrum the way they want you to scrum. So they put a lot of doubt in most packs, and I think in terms of our prep, we just have to like stick together as a unit and pretty much do the best that we can. And I think we have good systems in plan. We have a plan as well to counteract that. But I think it's going to be a good challenge for us, especially with the next few matches coming up.
John?
Hi. Wales obviously named their squad this morning. Are there any specific Wales players that you're most wary of, or that you think will pose the most danger to South Africa?
Yeah, obviously, they've brought a lot back, experienced players, guys like Dan, Alex on the wing, and Liam Williams at the back. So they got a good mixture of experience and some of the younger guys that's been coming through. So yeah, it's a good team that they've pitched this weekend. And obviously for us, our main focus is obviously to focus on us and what we need to do on that field and what they can also bring this coming Saturday. But yeah, as I said, they got a good balanced team, guys that can run the show for them and lead them into the right directions, and for us just to make sure that we're well prepared and that we study them too.
Yeah.
Thanks, Zina. Just a follow-up for Ox on the set-piece question earlier. Obviously, the Welsh team, the front row, is not as familiar to us as you guys. Perhaps you know better than that. But they seem a bit green, for a lack of a better word. I mean, obviously, they quality players, otherwise they wouldn't be in the Welsh team. But is there an opportunity for the Springboks to maybe solidify an advantage here, given that they lack perhaps international experience in the front row?
I mean, most of us have played against most of them in the URC and other competitions. So I think as much as they might be not as experienced as people say they are. I mean, they've played a lot of caps and for their teams and for their clubs. So I think we should never underestimate that. I mean, there's a reason why they got called up to the World team, because there is something they're all good enough to represent the entire country. So I think we shouldn't take that for granted. And I mean, hopefully experience comes in hand and we can use that. But we're expecting a good challenge from them.
Let's close this section off with Kaniso before we go to Alex.
Thank you very much, Zina. I've just got a question each for Cheslin and Tsegos. Tsegos, I'll start with you. During the kind of layoff that you had, what do you lose as a prop, and how much work and effort do you need to do to actually get back to your proper working shape pre-injury?
You have to do a lot, honestly, because a lot of the guys are getting game time, and they're also practicing every single day. So, and they're having rugby sessions, they're getting rugby collisions, they're running at rugby intensity. So, I mean, for you as a player that's been, well, that was for me as a player that was injured, you have to kind of do more than what they're doing. You have to load your body more. You have to, in a sense, come back fitter than they are, because you can be running fit, you can be stronger, but the rugby collision, that your body goes under, and the kind of load that a match has on you will never be the same, no matter how you train. So you're gonna you probably have to train 2 times harder than what they're doing and do more sessions than they're doing. So yeah.
And then quick one for Cheslin. Cheslin, were you surprised that 4 wins were picked for the World Cup squad?
Were you surprised that 4 wins were picked for the World Cup squad?
No, actually, honestly, not surprised at all, because I think the guys that had the opportunity during the rugby championship has put up their hands and showcase what they can do on the field. So yeah, just obviously delightful for the back 3, for the wings that has been selected, and for everybody to hopefully get an opportunity. So yeah, not surprised.
Alex?
Hi, Cheslin. Thanks for your time. Can you just tell me a bit about your relationship with Dan? Obviously, being teammates, what have you made of it, on and off the field? Have you become friends living in France?
Yeah, no, myself and Dan's a long story. Obviously, what happened in 2022 up in Pretoria, and then joining up at Toulon, playing together. Man is just a competitor on the field, and a guy you'd actually like to have on your side. He just gets under the ref skin. But yeah, one wonderful player, a lot of experience, and he's been around the park for long.
Yeah. So have you gone from enemies to friends?
Yeah, we also we are friends. He's really honestly a good guy. But yeah, weekends come, we obviously know what we need to do and represent our countries.
And will you be in touch with him this week? Will you send a text to each other or anything like that?
I've actually spoken to him when we landed, so yeah, we are in contact. But hopefully see each other.
Yeah. Can I ask you about how your life has changed since 2019? Obviously, winning the World Cup with your country, your profile has kind of gone sky high. You played for some great clubs, moving to Japan. How's life changed for you since then?
No, yes, everything happened so fast, to be honest, and not being selfish. Honestly, if it wasn't for the guys that I've played with and the teams that I've been a part of, I honestly wouldn't have achieved what I've achieved. And for me, it doesn't come down to any individual. There's guys that puts in all the other hard works prior to whatever you do to pull off a try or make something magical. So yeah, a lot has a lot has changed, and I'm just fortunate enough to have been in those positions and be getting those opportunities. So
And Jacques was saying yesterday that he feels the squad you've got now is stronger in terms of depth than when you won in 2019. And would you agree with that? And does that sort of give you guys confidence that you can be successful in France?
now 100% we got much more depth than what we had back in 2019, and I must say just it's actually scary to see what kind of depth and players we have. Whether someone gets injured, whoever comes in and fills that role is more than capable to even do better as well. So I think the nice thing about this team is no one's bigger than the next person, and whoever gets opportunity to play, that we can really encourage that person to give him confidence and make sure that he's well prepared.
Yeah. And as one of the smaller guys on the field, can I just ask you what it's like out there, when you're surrounded by the players that are playing the game today that are, massive physical specimens? You've obviously got different strengths to them, but what's it like?
I'm gonna be quite honest with you. Once you're walking in the streets, just normally they're quite massive, but once you step onto the field, it's just like everybody seems the same size. And for me, honestly, that was the biggest challenge, obviously, since I've started professional rugby, is the doubt of my size. And for me, it was just to make sure that physically and mentally prepare myself for that and put myself in situations which is uncomfortable and make it look positive at the end of the day.
And Ox, can I ask you about your background, your childhood growing up? Could you ever dreamed of going to a World Cup when you were?
No, actually not really, because I was just academic. I played sports, but that was just for fun. It was never something that I took seriously until I actually got to fall in love with rugby. So if you asked me if I was a kid, do you think you ever be a part of a rugby World Cup squad, I would have said no. So yeah, it's pretty and it just shows if you actually do love something and you work hard on it, you can get to where you need to.
When did you start taking up rugby then?
Grade 7 actually.
Okay.
When I was 13 years old.
Okay, so quite late for
compared to the other kids.
Yeah. And I've been following you on your social media. Obviously, you post a lot of funny stuff, to be honest, compared to other players. I mean, is that sort of important for you to sort of show your character as not just a rugby player on there?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people always get shocked when they actually get to see me to find out that I actually have a pretty unique sense of humor. So, and they always say, you actually always look so serious, and people are actually afraid to approach you. So, yeah, I thought actually it's actually not a bad idea to actually, besides being the rugby player, just let people to get to know a little bit of me besides off the field.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I know that sort of your phrase is about salads don't win scrums. Is that something you're still?
I truly believe that. And that's why Cheslin is running on the wing and I'm in the front row. Salads do not win scrums.
So in a test week, obviously, or in camp when you're with the Springboks, when you're working hard, how many calories a day or?
I don't count calories. I count slices of cake.
What's your favorite?
Chocolate caramel.
Chocolate caramel.
Yeah.
And are you allowed any of that ahead of the World Cup, or is that Razzie's?
It's too late if they decide to change that now. I already had a slice during the week, so yeah, should be good to go.
Okay. And can I just ask one more of either of you? What big news yesterday in rugby was Owen Farrell, the ban. That he wasn't banned at all. I mean, just what did you make of that?
No, I think for us that's not our place to get involved in. That's way higher than what we are. We just need to make sure that we keep our side clean and we play the brand that the coaches want from us and what people expect as well.
Yeah.
Thanks, Alex. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Bye, Donkey.
Okay, thank you.
Guys, please.
Thank you, guys.
The two of them, Frans Malherbe is coming in for tomorrow if you want. Just remember that Cheslin and Ox are for use today. We've got Frans Malherbe coming in now, and his quotes will be for use tomorrow.
Sorry.
Okay, cool, guys. We're going to do the same thing now. We've got 10 minutes with Frans, so please raise your hands. And in the last few minutes, we'll open the floor for questions over here. Ken, do you wanna start? I see your hands up.
Thanks, Ina. How's it, Frans?
Hello.
Frans, so far this year, you guys have only played against Southern Hemisphere teams in the Rugby Championship. This is the only warm-up game against a Northern Hemisphere team before the World Cup. How important is that in terms of preparation?
Hello, everyone. Yeah, I think it's obviously, it's obviously good in prep for the World Cup to face a quality side like Wales. But then on the other hand, I think every team brings something different, and it's our job to analyze whoever we're playing against and to prepare as well as possible for that coming weekend's opponent.
Sorry, if I can just follow up on that, is playing against a Northern Hemisphere team going to be very different in terms of what they bring compared to playing against Southern Hemisphere sides?
Yeah, like I tried to say now, I think each team has his own identity, own plans, and what they wanna do on the field. But I think there's maybe a common trend between Southern Hemisphere and Northern Hemisphere, but that's not really for me to comment on. The only thing is, I think it's important to know what you want to do, know your opponent of the next game, and focus on that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Zina. Frans, Cardiff is obviously not the happiest hunting ground for South African teams, both at the international level, as we know, and also as we've seen this past season in the URC. What are the good aspects of playing in Cardiff, or what are the bad aspects of playing in Cardiff?
Hello, Jan. Well, I don't know if you know, but the weather now is much better than the end of your tour. But yeah, it's tough. Wales is a proper opponent. But our focus will be on our plan on Saturday and what we want to do and execute on the field, and not really the setting or the history behind it.
If I may ask, do you guys know if the roof is going to be open or closed on Saturday?
I don't actually know yet. Yeah, I don't know, to be honest.
Morgan?
Yet.
Thanks. It's hi, Frans. I just want to ask about the second row. I know this is going to probably be a weird question, but does it feel different having a different set of second row players behind you than the usual Etzebeth and let's say Lotte Jager?
Hello. So obviously, they are all different players to each other, and we mix and match trainings, and obviously the games we played until now. I've played with RG and JK in that first Australian game, and then here and there after that as well. So it doesn't make a big difference in my view, but obviously, we have to find each other quickly, and I think we've done that well. And yeah, we need to, that combination, it's our responsibility to make it work.
Obviously Wales have, they've had a difficult season, but you guys know from last summer just how tough an opposition they are, don't you?
No, definitely. As I said just now to the previous questions, like the other guy said, the record of Wales here in Cardiff is very good. I think they're a very good team. and with good plans. So yeah.
Can I ask you about Sia back? Just what he does for the Springboks doesn't really need to be said, but what's it like as as a teammate is to have him back?
That's awesome. I'm really happy for him, and yeah, it's the two of us come a long way. We've played junior age groups together, so I'm really happy for him, and I really hope it goes well for him.
And when you won the World Cup 4 years ago with us in South Africa, not just made sort of the bomb squad and the strength and depth that you had in your front five with the guys coming off the bench. Do you feel like, obviously there's a lot of guys still there, do you feel like that's still there, or maybe you're even in a better place than putting it in?
Yeah, well, obviously there is awesome squad depth, and that makes for very good competition within the squad, and I think makes everyone better. So yeah, definitely awesome.
Let's go to Kaniso.
Zina, hi, it's Sim. It's actually not Kaniso. We're sharing a computer because mine wouldn't connect for some weird reason.
All good.
Okay, cool. Frans, just a couple of questions. The first one is you've been a Springbok for 10 years.
The signal was a bit weird. Were you asking me?
Sorry, I'm a bit confused. Sorry. Can you guys hear me?
I heard you. Someone else came in from the side. I don't know.
Gareth, please.
Okay, I was saying you played for the Boks for 10 years. To what do you attribute that longevity? And then the second part is, have you ever considered one of those overseas offers? If not, why not?
Sorry, just your first question. I didn't get the question.
Now, I said you've played for the Boks for 10 years. To what do you attribute that longevity? Because obviously it's quite tough. It's quite a tough position to play in. And then the second part is just about I think you heard.
Yeah. So obviously very, very privileged to have been a part of the Springboks for the amount of years that I've been here, and I think it's just a thing of keep on working hard and really privileged and blessed to be backed by the coaches on that. And then your second question was if I ever considered overseas deal.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, obviously. So it's I think it's a timing thing. I've just been whenever I think I've really been blessed with the opportunities I got back home in South Africa. And I think that's probably the answer.
We'll close with the media conference with Justin, guys.
Thank you, Zina. Frans, net kortliks in Afrikaans, in terme van julle voorbereiding nog voor die Wêreldbeker, waar voel julle as 'n span julle tans is met hierdie twee wedstryde wat julle nou voor het voor die Wêreldbeker?
Hallo Justin, vra jy my waar ek dink ons is?
Asseblief ja, Frans in Afrikaans.
Ja, ek dink is natuurlik 'n baie goeie geleentheid hierdie twee wedstryde om teen twee spanne soos Wallis en Nieu-Seeland te speel oor die Wêreldbeker, om te werk aan goed wat ons nog wil uitsorteer en ritme bou en vorm te behou en beter te maak. Daar's definitief altyd plek vir verbetering, en ja, ek dink ook dis hoekom dit hierdie wedstryde gereël is, dat ons lekker baie goed kan uitstryk.
Awesome. Thank you, Frans. Guys, thank you very much. We'll be sending out the recording shortly. Have a lovely day.
Thanks, Ina. Thanks, Frans. Good luck.